Good morning, everyone. This is our Stash Buster. And today it's all about color. It is, well, everything in the store is color. So, hi Priscilla, good to see you. That's what I like about the yarn store, is that it's all about color, and you guys know that I love color work projects. So I am going to be showing you some things, plus what I promised you I would show you on the early bloomer sweater. Hi Sandy, hi Doreen. Good morning everyone. Hi Sheila, good to see you. Hi Jean. I did put some new kits on this our website this morning. Hi Peggy, good morning. Hi Donna. Wow, lots of people up early. Hi Cheryl. We are going to be moving our Saturday lives from 11:30 to 9:30. It seems more people are able to watch at 9:30 Eastern time. Hi Deb. For those of you outside of our time zone, I apologize that it will be earlier for you. But it seems that people will watch before they start their day, really. So, hi Sue, hi Marcina, hi Shirley. Wow, we have lots of people on today. And I got here early. I put together some kits. I'm going to show you those. I also put together a whole display for you guys. So to kind of explain to you what goes through my mind, whether it makes sense or not is a different story. But hi Eliza, good to see you. Hi Shirley, good to see you. Yes, lots of people are up this morning. So remember, Saturday's live. Now you never have to watch any of our Facebooks live. Obviously it's better because when we do a project live on Tuesdays and Saturdays, it's better because sometimes things sell out. But you can always watch the replay. So, hi Donna. When you do watch the replay, we do ask that you give us a second choice if you can, just in case that one has sold out. So, yes. So let me get started. I have a ton of stuff to go over today. Hi Shar, good to see you. First of all, let me turn this around. I wore all just one color because I'm going to be talking about lots of colors today. So I purposely did that. And I'm really tired of my summer sweaters. So anyways, or my summer dresses. I just put together the Felix cardigan pullover kits. It takes the same amount of yarn, okay? The patterns are on Ravelry for $7. A lot of times we don't include the patterns in our kits on our website. If you need us to get one for you, we just need your Ravelry name and to know that you need one. So best to just call the store and say add the pattern onto my order. These are $7 and they are great. They have this great, on the raglan, I folded this way on purpose. It has this great increase detail, and it's on both the cardigan and the pullover. You guys know me, I like the pullover. Marilyn has made the cardigan and has worn that a ton. Hi, Andrea. So, but the kits will work for each pattern, because you'll have extra for the pullover and you'll have enough for the cardigan. It is not meant to be a cover your butt sweater, just so you know. So if you need an extra, I put the link so you can go to that yarn and buy a couple extra skeins if you need. Add those to your order. You are going to get one of these fancy schmancy A Piece of You logo bags, and you're in luck because I had nothing else that fit. So to put these kits in, so you're going to get 4 skeins. I picked the kit that was for my sweater, and they are all in there. So we have 9 different kits available on our website. So Yeah, check that out. Because I know sometimes you guys watch our lives and then 3 months later you say, you know, she had this sweater. I'd really like to make it. So we're going to try and put some of those on our website. Okay, so stay tuned for more of those. It will be under the Facebook Live section of our website. Okay, just so you know. All right. Today it is all about color, and you guys know that I love color work sweaters. I really, really do. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did with the early bloomer. Okay, this is the early bloomer. It's $136 plus a pattern. This was the early bloomer. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Donna. And it's really fun and it was really easy, except for this one part. Page 4, when you start, it says, hi Loretta, it says provisionally cast on. And it told me to cast on 144. And I got 6 cast on provisionally. I know how to do it. It's a crochet cast on. Root canal? Can you say root canal? Yeah. I got 6 done and realized it was going to take me 3 days. So what I did was I looked in the projects to see if anyone else had done that, because what happens is she's putting the collar on afterwards. That's why she does the provisional cast on. So, you know me, I like the ones that start with the ribbing. I do. I cheat. But, you know, I'm making a sweater in a week, so that's why. So one lady, I don't remember who it was, said, I didn't do anything different for the neck, so I could have just started there. I went, okay, I could just start there. So what I did was I went, okay, now let me find it. Hang on. All right. Okay, so she said, I am going to knit 1, purl 1 with the contrast. Well, I cast on with the contrast instead of bind off. I didn't. And then I started with the regular color and I knit 1, purl 1 for 3/4 of an inch. And I realized what I needed was 112 stitches. This is how these charts work. You find your size, and that's how many you need. I'm also going to show you something else on here too, which I think is kind of funky, but it works. So I did the 112. Okay, that's good. Then I didn't do the short rows. No, I cheated. Okay, so I did her increases. So she did, here it was. I did her increases. They're here. They're here. No, that's long sleeve. They're here. Okay, it was knit to beginning of row, knit to, instead of slip, slip, knit, I think I increased. So I did a knit 5 increase, knit 5 increase. And I did it so many more times. So when she has like an L, you go over here and it's a 0. Purl 2 J stitches, that would have been 5. So I kind of did the pattern backwards and then I started the chart. So if it doesn't make any sense to you what I'm saying, because it might not, you know, my little brain is just how it works. You can provisionally cast on 144 stitches. I just knew it was not going to happen for me, okay? But when I did the increases, it wound up being that I had the exact right amount of stitches to do this, okay? So I went from 112 to 144, and that was when I started my chart. So, hi Louise, good to see you. Hi Mary. So that was my sneaky thing I did. I don't necessarily recommend it for everybody, but hi Eddie, good to see you. But that's just my scoop. So, All right, now let me get to my whole program today. All right, you could do, when you do color work, it's very easy to do a light with a dark or a bright with a dark, okay? Very, very easy to do it that way. And we do try to help you out pairing colors that we think will work. Now, some people suggest doing a sepia photo, okay? And this would be a sepia photo of a sweater I'm going to show you in a second. It tells me these colors don't work. So the sepia photo for me doesn't really work, okay? Because that sweater is that. You can't tell me that you can't see the color work when you do chartreuse and hot pink, okay? So that's what happens when you do the sepia. A lot of people are tried and true. I do the sepia to make sure there's enough color contrast and so forth. It's a great idea. I tend to just use colors that I like and that are different. Now, I think this one actually may not show up either because it's the same value, okay? This is a dark pink with a dark black, and it may not have shown up either, but I only had enough time to do one photo, so that's why I did that. Sometimes you find a yarn and you think, oh, it's going to be perfect. It's okay. This is the fish hat. These are my little fish, very cute. I had a little watery background. I thought that was going to be really fun. It was really showing up. And then I got to a part where it didn't really show up. Now, if I had used white, it would have popped. But you couldn't tell from the ball. And you know me, I just knit. I don't really pay attention. Had I gotten here, it probably wouldn't have shown up at all. Had I done this for this fish, it might have shown up better. So that part, and now if I had sepia'd this, you wouldn't see any of it, okay? But I thought looking at this ball, this is the new edition 3 that we have in, which is so cool. And I used this skein, okay? I thought it was going to turn out so cool. No, I didn't. I didn't use that one. I wanted to use that one. I used this one. No, I didn't. I don't know which one I used. I used one of them in here. How's that? So you have to be careful of your background, okay? Like somebody's told me, why don't you use blue for a fish? Well, on a blue background, it never would have shown up, but maybe it would have, considering what happened there. Maybe I needed to do, I was going to do this, but then see all the light stuff in there? It's not going to work. So it may have just been good to do a 2-color. If I had done my fish in dark blue, they probably would have been fine. So, yeah, it's cute. I'll do something else with this. It was a super easy pattern. This is the Go Fish hat. That was last night. I had this much done before that because I had to pull out the color I was using. So, that was my scoop on that. All right. Sometimes when I'm doing color work sweaters, this was one for an example. I wanted to use some new colors that they were coming out with for, this one is Terrace Garden, and I wear this one a ton. If you looked really up close, you'd see that it has started to pill a little bit, but I wear it constantly. I love this one because it is wool stock light. It's very lightweight, but gives you a little bit of something. It's top down, of course. And so I wanted a navy blue sweater. Okay, that's what I started with. I really liked, this is Highland Fleece. Okay. Then I had light gray. Not this one. I had light gray. The light gray looked almost identical to the Highland Fleece. So then I said, I'll do Spring Ice. It'll give a little bit of color. It does give a little bit of color. Well, then the next color I was going to use, I was really confused. So I waited till they brought out this color, and I knew it would be different than everything else. And then I didn't know what would go with that. Now, I did do Cranberry Compote, and I did Northern Lights, which you would probably never see on a sweater for me, but I needed something to temper some of the other colors, okay? So, these are my colors. Let me show you. Hang on, I should have brought them out. Okay, so I started with this, okay? And when you put it on a piece of paper, it looks great. And then I did that. Sure, that looks like a lot of difference. It wasn't. So then I took, I think it's this one. Then I took that. That looks more different. Then I took this one, which is Golden Meadow. I love Golden Meadow. It's really fun for a contrast. And then I did Cranberry Compote. Look at how different those look. And then I did Northern Lights. Let me find it. Here it is. And I did this one just because it was a new color. Okay? Those look very, very different from each other. I was really surprised that the gray and the white didn't show up differently, but they didn't. They showed up almost identical on my sweater. So sometimes you have to play with, now I could have, sorry, I'm going to run around in a circle. I could have used Rusted Roof. Oh, that would have been pretty, wouldn't it? Yes, it would have. I could have used Lilac Bloom. I could have used the pink up there. I could have used a lot of things, but I needed something that was going to be enough different. And while I thought the light gray was going to be enough different, it was not. So that was my scoop. So that sweater took me a while because I kept trying colors and they didn't work. Okay, I do that often. So that's kind of what it is. You know, you're only using one skein. It's not a big investment. If you do a little bit and you can't really tell what the difference is, then rip it out and do another one. Okay. Now, my other thought is these two sweaters are the exact same sweater. Yes, they are. It's Arboritis or something like that. Arborary or arbor something. I love this sweater. I made this one because I really wanted to use this Noro. I think it's Tsubami or Yukata, one of those. I love the stripiness. I thought it was really cool, but unfortunately, a lot of things didn't go with it. I was going to use a navy, and I thought that would be so cool. But you see a stripe in here. It got lost, so I couldn't do it. Yes, thank you, Norma. So I couldn't do it, so I used Golden Meadow. This is one of my favorite sweaters. I wear it all the time. But I used Making Tracks for the second one, and look at how much different it is. It really pops the pattern. So make sure you do that, okay? My last thing for today is you guys may have wondered why I picked the colors that I did for the early bloomer. Why in the world did she put this red with this light blue? Why didn't she put this one? Well, if you've been listening, those would not have even shown up together. You might have thought they did, but they don't. Again, these two, I would have thought they'd be pretty. No, it gets completely swallowed up. And so does that one, because I was originally thinking, ooh, that'd be kind of pretty. No, it wouldn't. You'd never see it. So that is why I pick the background colors with the multis for you guys. I am trying to, I always want everyone to succeed, because if you succeed in your project, you will come back and make another project. Not just buy it, but make it. So that is why I pick the colors that I do. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. So, and sometimes I just pick them because I really like the yarn, and, you know, if no one likes this chartreuse in there, that Golden Meadow in there, then oh well. And sometimes the sepia works, sometimes it doesn't. So, that's kind of my scoop. And, so, in that thought, I have a free pattern for you guys. It is called the Daisy Hat. I think it's only free this month. And they did both gradients and they did solids. But look at, they did, now see this one, look at it, you don't see it very much. So perfect, I can do that for you, Katie. It is gone. Do you need the pattern? This is a really cute hat. It's super easy. Now she does say that English is not her first language, so if you have an issue with it, but what I do like is that she color codes it, and so you know exactly what you need. It's a DK weight. Everybody's got a little bit of DK weight somewhere in there, and it has a super easy chart. Now, I personally hate doing three color Fair Isle stranded work. Now this really isn't 3, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 10 stitches to float that little bit of gold. Personally, I would just put it on afterwards. Just a little cross stitch and you're all set, or a V. Do it afterwards and you'll be all set. No one says you can't, and you don't even have to, because it looks like some of these didn't do it. So, so this is the Daisy hat. It is free. I think it's free through, August. I almost said September. I'm not quite there yet. I do really want it to be September because I went by a clothing store yesterday and they had a cute display with a big, huge scarf and all that kind of stuff and a turtleneck. And I was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm so sick of sweating. So that is our scoop. A little bit of what's going on in my colorwork world. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know. Yes, those are 2 free patterns. They are you can get them on Ravelry. It is the Simple Baby Hat and the Bright Stripes Blanket. They are both on Ravelry. So, I do have one of those kits left. It is the rainbow. Okay, so you're going to get these 2 skeins, and I have 1 kit left. The pink is all gone, believe it or not. So, oh, the other thing I'm going to tell you, Sammy is a new yarn for us, and I haven't worked with it before. I like to knit my ends in. Don't, okay? It's a really soft yarn, and you can see it. And, of course, where I did mine was right square in the front. So I am going to take that home this weekend and try and repair that and see if I can make it work. Otherwise, I have to rip back to where I started on that skein. So that's my scoop. Katie, let me know if you need the pattern for the early bloomer, and otherwise we will send you an invoice. All right, that's my fun and excitement. We do have Felix pullover / cardigan kits on our website, so make sure you take advantage of those. I'll be adding more as we get more yarn in. Saturday's live, 9:30, and I think we have, I'll have to double check, but I think Monday morning is You See It First, and I have a brand new yarn that I'm going to wait till Monday to bring out. So that's my scoop. And tomorrow is National Granny Square Day, and we'll be celebrating that on Saturday's Live. So, all right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you Saturday morning. Talk to you later.